This is Optimal Work Daily, 10 warning signs that it's time to resign from your job by Kristoffer Notario of ratracerunning.com. As the years go by, there will come a day when we'll know it is time to move on and find out for ourselves if the grass is really greener on the other side. The time to resign from your job. Whether for personal or professional improvement, a change in career, trying a new venture, or due to frustrations and office politics, resigning from a job can be difficult, especially if you've spent many years in an organization. But sometimes the warning signs of resigning are too bright to ignore, and it's already telling you it is time to go. Here are 10 possible warning signs that it's time to quit your job. 1. You are no longer happy. Happiness is now an essential consideration for the younger workforce. Our jobs are no longer just a means to provide food on the table, but are extensions of ourselves. When employees are happy working for an organization, they are more likely to do more than what is required. But if the fire diminishes, it is a clear sign that it is time to resign. Remember that happiness is subjective and a byproduct of a life well lived. So if you're chronically unhappy in your job, various reasons may contribute to it. 2. You are overworked but underpaid. Working well is great. Working beyond the call of duty is excellent. But we need to understand that there should also be just compensation for working individuals. Being underpaid can also be a warning sign that your organization does not properly value you, especially if they hire someone new with a higher benefit. If the salary is your primary issue, studies reveal that regularly changing jobs can result in a higher salary than those who stay. 3. You don't fit the company culture. Matching employees to the company culture is critical if you want them to stay longer in the organization. So, if you are an employee who worked well in one organization but cannot fit in your current one, the company culture may be the reason. 4. Your boss is becoming too personal in the job. There was a meme that said that it's a red flag if HR tells you that your company is like a family, because more often than not, it isn't. We all know and may have even experienced bosses in leadership positions who don't know how to lead. So we scratch our heads, wondering why they got there. When the boss is the problem, there is nowhere to go but out. Office politics is one of the most toxic experiences in the workplace. So if you realize that everything is starting to be too political, you should start looking for a new job. 5. You're starting to have trouble with your health. There are many reasons why your health can be affected by your job. Sometimes it is because of your body adjusting to your shifting schedule, chronic work-related stress, or it can just be a way of your body telling you that you are in the wrong place. Never forget that your body is your most important asset. No matter how much you're paid, all your efforts will be wasted if your health leaves you. Always prioritize your health. 6. Your ethics and values are being compromised. Sometimes you know you're in the wrong line of work. I had a friend who used to work for a politician. When the elections came and they were tasked to buy votes, he quit his job immediately. Our jobs and what we do are also a reflection of our values and character. Your ethics and values should be aligned with your work. Never exchange your soul for a higher salary, power, or position. It would be better to work for a lower-paying job that treats everybody right than in an organization that tries to take advantage of anyone. 7. There is no more room for growth. There is a fine line between contentment and complacency. If we're not careful, we may fall into the latter. Growth is significant to anyone because it keeps us from getting stagnant. The world will change, and it will not wait for us to adapt. So if you have been doing the same task over and over for the last 2 years, maybe take a hint and look for other growth opportunities. 8. You are no longer effective in your job. This is somewhat related to personal growth. It is essential to consider whether you are still doing a good job for your employer's requirements. I know people who no longer do their job correctly, but are still not retiring or leaving because they have become accustomed to their benefits. Then some become more focused on their businesses or side hustles that they can't properly function in their full-time job anymore. I believe that respect for the job or company should always remain. So if your priorities change and you can no longer do your job adequately, there is no shame in leaving. 9. When more opportunities are opening around you. There are always opportunities around you. You need to look around. You must also be prepared when they present themselves. So, if another company offers you a better package that suits your current needs and wants, you should consider it. External opportunities may include salary increases, career advancements, or flexibility in work hours. Remember that often loyalty is not rewarded in the workplace. And 10, you want to have more time and flexibility. I think everyone will agree that we need more time and flexibility, especially as we grow older. So finding a company that offers more flexibility can be an advantage. Work-life balance is attainable. Final thought. Leaving a job, especially where you have a lot of friends, can be very difficult. It can also be one of the most significant decisions you can make. But if you remain trapped in your comfort zone, there are more possibilities of regrets in the future. Don't be afraid of change. What you should be frightened of is holding on to comfort and refusing to make a change for the better. Trust me, you'll know when it's time to resign. You just listened to the post titled 10 Warning Signs That It's Time to Resign from Your Job by Kristoffer Notario of ratracerunning.com.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
And thanks so much to Kristoffer, who's the author of the Rat Race Running blog. He is an electronics engineer by profession, a teacher by vocation, and a writer by mission. He used to work in a Fortune Global 500 company in the Philippines, but it didn't take long before he realized that life in a corporate setup is like running a race you can't win, a rat race. He finally escaped the corporate rat race in 2019 to pursue a different calling in the academic field. He envisions that his actions today will serve as a stepping stone toward obtaining more freedom in the future. He's now a freelance writer, busy finding ways to reach out and move people towards intentional living. For more great articles and content from him, you can check out ratracerunning.com. And thank you again to Kristoffer for letting us share his work. All right, that's going to do it for me today. Please do hit that subscribe or follow button in your podcast app if you haven't already done it, just so you get those episodes automatically each and every day. And I will see you right back here tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.